Every large moon in the solar system orbits its planet the same way, the direction the planet spins. Every one. Except this one. Triton, the largest moon of Neptune, orbits backwards. It goes the wrong way around its planet. And that single fact tells us something staggering. Triton did not form around Neptune. It came from somewhere else. It was captured. Triton is a world the size of a small planet, orbiting the wrong way in the coldest, darkest corner of the solar system. And it is the only place out there we have ever seen up close. We went once, decades ago, for a single day, and what we saw has never stopped being strange. On the 25th of August, 1989, a spacecraft called Voyager 2 flew past Neptune. It was the end of an extraordinary journey. 12 years past Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and now Neptune, the last planet on its route. Neptune was its final target, and Neptune's giant moon, Triton, was the last world it would ever study closely. Voyager 2 passed Triton at a distance of about 25,000 miles, and it never came back. No spacecraft has been near Triton since. Everything we know about this world, everything in this video, comes from that single day in 1989. One flyby, a few hours of close observation. More than 35 years later, it is still the only visit we have ever made. And the images it sent back showed a world that made no sense. Start with the orbit, because it's the key to everything. When a planet forms, it spins, and the moons that form alongside it, out of the same disk of material, orbit in the same direction as that spin. This is true across the entire solar system. Almost every major moon goes the same way its planet turns. Triton goes the other way. It orbits Neptune in retrograde, backwards, against the planet's spin. And there is no way for a moon to form like that. A moon born from Neptune's own material would have to orbit the same direction Neptune spins. The physics allows nothing else. So Triton's backwards orbit is a fingerprint. It means Triton was not born here. It formed somewhere else, as its own independent world. And then, somehow, it ended up trapped around Neptune, going the wrong way. So where did Triton come from? The answer is the Kuiper Belt, the vast ring of icy worlds beyond Neptune, the same region that Pluto calls home. Triton is, almost certainly, a captured Kuiper Belt object. It is nearly the same size as Pluto. It is made of the same kinds of ices. In many ways, Triton and Pluto are twins, but their fates could not be more different. Pluto still roams free out in the Kuiper Belt, orbiting the Sun on its own terms. Triton was caught. Billions of years ago, it wandered too close to Neptune, and Neptune's gravity seized it, bent its path, and locked it into orbit. A free world, kidnapped by a giant. The capture would have been violent. The gravitational stresses would have heated Triton's entire interior, possibly melting it, possibly creating an ocean beneath its surface that may still exist today. Triton didn't just get pulled into orbit. it got reforged on the way in. Now, here is what Voyager actually saw, and why it stunned everyone. Triton is the coldest object we have ever measured in the solar system. Its surface temperature is around -235 degrees Celsius, just 38 degrees above absolute zero, the coldest anything can possibly get. At that temperature, everything should be frozen solid and still, dead, inert. Instead, Voyager photographed geysers, dark plumes of nitrogen gas erupting from the surface, climbing miles into the thin atmosphere, and then bending sideways, blown by winds on a world almost nobody expected to have weather. The coldest place we have ever been. And it is actively erupting. The geysers are driven by the faint warmth of the distant sun, heating nitrogen ice trapped under the surface until it bursts free. Triton's surface is young, smooth, constantly reshaped, the famous cantaloupe terrain, dimpled like the skin of a melon, found nowhere else in the solar system. A captured world, almost as cold as the universe allows, and still, somehow, alive. But Triton's backwards orbit comes with a price. Because it orbits against Neptune's spin, the gravitational forces between them are slowly draining its energy. Triton is falling. Every orbit, it spirals very slightly closer to Neptune. Not quickly, this plays out over billions of years, but the direction is fixed, and there is no escape from it. Eventually, far in the future, Triton will cross a boundary called the Roche limit. The point where Neptune's tidal forces become stronger than the gravity holding Triton together. And at that point, Triton will be torn apart, shattered into fragments, spread into a brilliant ring of ice and rock around Neptune. A ring far grander than the faint ones Neptune has now. The captured world will end as a halo around its captor. A moon that came from somewhere else was dragged in against its will and will finally be destroyed by the very planet that caught it. Triton matters because of what it reveals about the past. The early solar system was not the orderly place we see today. It was chaos. Worlds formed and were flung from their orbits. Giant planets migrated inward and outward, scattering everything in their path. Objects the size of small planets were captured, ejected, smashed together, or hurled into the dark. Triton is a survivor of that violence. A Kuiper Belt world that didn't get flung away, but got caught instead.
And it's a preview of what we'll find when we finally explore the Kuiper Belt properly. Triton may be the only Kuiper Belt object we've ever seen up close, because it's the one that got pulled in where we could reach it. Out beyond Neptune, there are thousands more like it. Worlds we have never visited. Worlds we have barely imagined. Triton is a single page torn from a book we have not yet learned to read. A backwards moon, erupting in the cold, falling slowly toward its end. And the only witness we've ever sent went past just once and kept going. Subscribe. The void still has darker corners. Step into it.